Well, hello there, folks. A happy Saturday evening to you all. I hope you're keeping well, I really do. We'll start, as per usual, with a bit of showbiz news from the old film and TV side of things. What have we got for you today? Kim Woodburn. Have you read that? If you've not, you must. Kim Woodburn, she's got it in for Gino D Acampo. He's the name on everyone's tongue at the moment. He's the latest. I was going to say Philip Schofield, Hugh Edwards. Maybe that's pushing it a little bit. But yeah, he's on the tip of everyone's tongue at the moment. He's in every press release. He's in absolutely everything. It does look like the ITV have completely binned him now. I don't think we'll ever see him on ITV screens ever again. Anyway, they've gone and asked Kim what she thought of him. I believe she came second to him in that there Jungle a few years ago. I don't remember it because I don't watch it. He actually won it. He said, "Oh, horrible man," she said. "Horrible man." What did she say? I have wrote it down. I don't want to get it wrong. "He's a horrible, vile man. He's a full of himself little pig." She said he cheated on some of the challenges. The producers were made aware of it, but he got away with it because of who he was. They covered things up for him. She said, and it looks like over the last 10 or 15 years, they've been covering things up ever since. That's all they've ever done. He was a bit of a favourite at ITV, she said, but he was absolutely terrible to the producer of the show and some of the backroom staff all knew I'm a Celebrity. He talked to people deplorably. He was really, really bad. But as I say, he got away with it, up line and sinker. She said, they should have had him out the show. He should have been binned. They looked after him. She said, when they cut the show, because they do a cut that they put on the TV, the bits they want you to see, they made him look great in everything, she said. And he ran away with the thing, but he won it under a falsehood. She said he wasn't a nice man at all. I'm also reading that somebody's come forward and said in 2011... he said he'd like to turn her over and slip something up her Harris. I had to work out how to word that up. When I say slip something, I think you'll have an idea of what I mean. I don't want to get too graphic on here. And Harris, I think that's is it a Cockney term for bottom? I think it is. I might be wrong, but I think it is. Anyway, he said he'd like to turn her over and do that to her. She wasn't very happy at the time. She's not happy now. But she's made folk aware of what he said in 2011. Right, Danny Cipriani. I read this yesterday, I read it again today. His ex-wife, I think now, Victoria, she's saying, we had to split. She said his drug taking was out of control, she said. It was absolute madness. She said he was getting deliveries in a huge bag, a big envelope. It was the size of a pillow, she said, of marijuana. Loads of marijuana. She said he was getting loads and loads of it. And he was buying magic mushrooms at 600 quid a pop. How many mushrooms you get for 600 quid now? Mushrooms I don't like at the best of times. Wouldn't touch them, can't abide them. Magic or not, I wouldn't be touching them. But 600 quid, that's a lot of mushrooms, I would have thought. She said anyway, we just had to split. She said it wasn't worth it. It's a shame really, because that lad looked like he had the world at his feet about 10 years ago. Could have been an absolute rugby union superstar. But he's had nothing but trouble throughout his life. I think that lad is a lad with some serious problems. I really do. What else have we got? We have got a couple more. Gary Kemp. Now, this one shocked me today. I read Gary Kemp has sort of, not so much left the door open, but opened the door to a reunion with old Tony Hadley, the ex-singer of Spandau Ballet. Now, I know the band and Hadley haven't been getting on for 4 or 5 years now. It's been really, really toxic, really, between them. And I think the band have stuck together. They've all been against Hadley. I think it's mainly the Kemps. I'm not so sure they're the world's nicest people, but I might be wrong. A lot tend to like them, but I'm not so sure. And I think, reading between the lines from what I've seen and heard, I think Hadley had been really, really, really badly done to. Anyway, Gary Kemp saying, if we get together again as the Spandau Ballet, it can only be with Tony Hadley. He said, it's up to Tony, it can only be with him. They're saying, on reflection, when we took that singer on a few years ago now to replace him, it was a mistake. It was a big mistake. They took a singer on, he only lasted a year. After the year, this guy knocked it on the head. Not that long later, he was arrested on, convicted as a sex offender. He got convicted, and I think he's doing or done time over it. So, pretty odious fella himself, I suppose. And I believe the tour didn't go that well at all. I've seen Hadley be interviewed on a few occasions on the TV over the last 3 or 4 years. And they've asked him, will he ever get back to it? He said, no. He said, it can never happen. It can never happen. He said, they've really fallen out with me. He said, I don't want to bring it all in print and keep going over it, he said. But they've treated me deplorably, really, really, really badly. He said, I got treated shockingly. He said, I don't really know why. Kemp was saying on the bit I read today, the thing is, they took this singer on, they asked Hadley to perform and to do a tour with them, and he didn't want to know. Well, that's not quite what I'd been hearing. Now, I might be wrong, but that's not what I was hearing at the time. And anyway, he's saying the door is open there. If he wants to come and join us, he's quite welcome to. The way I see it, the only way we tour again a Spandau Ballet is if Tony Hadley sings from the front, so you never know. And lastly, I read something that not shocked me, but saddened me yet again. I mean, you hear stuff like this all the time now. Oh, Frank Skinner, he's saying, oh, no. He said, no. People often ask me where I'm from, the Amy accent, especially in that there London. He said, I used to say till pretty recently, oh, I'm from the Black Country. I think he was from the West Bromwich area. I think he's a West Brom fan, if memory serves. I always supports one of the slightly lesser teams there. He's obviously from the Midlands. He says, oh, now I say the Midlands, I don't say Black Country anymore. You're always worried who you're going to offend, with a racist connotation. I said, I thought there's no racist connotation using the word black. But that has been called the Black Country for many a year. I think it's down to the industry that goes on there. There's a lot of dirty industries around there, a lot of mills and whatever else. There used to be a lot of soot in the air. That was the idea of the black. He said, I used to tell them I'm from the Black Country. He said, but no, don't do it anymore. Don't do it. And I thought, a man that would tell a joke about anything and wasn't worried about offending, now is worried about saying where he comes from. It's all wrong, isn't it? Totally wrong. Oh, and lastly, I also said about Coogan. There's been lots and lots in the press these last few days complaining about old Stevie boy there. He's just got let off with the latest speeding ticket. I mentioned it, I think, a couple of days ago. He's got let off. I think he was doing 92. I think he was doing when he got pulled. And he's got off because he wants to do another series of The Trip with Rob Brydon. And as I said, well, they still could have done him. They could have had Brydon or Coogan sat in the back with someone driving him round if Rob doesn't want to drive himself. It's no problem, that. I wouldn't have got off with doing 92 and saying it's all about work, but he did. I think it's wrong. Anyway, I'm also reading, I think he's had a bit of a falling out, or his company has, with a comedian. I think this comedian said, I think he had some kind of YouTube channel or something, and he had something on there, and I think he said Coogan's nicked his idea, or Coogan's company has. Anyway, he tried to go against Coogan's company, I think to get damages off them for nicking an idea. I think that's how it is. Anyway, they've defended it rigorously, and they've ended up costing him. He's going to lose a good few quid, which he can't afford. And he says, what about the little fella? He said, what about the little fella? Or as Rob Brydon did, man in the box. I can't do man in the box. I don't know how to do that. You've seen that. It's very funny. I can't do it. So yeah, this fella's saying it's just disappointed. He said, they nicked my idea. He said, and when I go to try and sort something out and say, look, it's out of order. You've done something with my idea, making a lot of money. I should see a part of that. They've gone against him, and the weight of money that they've got behind him has knocked him back, which is a bit of a shame, really, bit of a shame. But anyway, that's it. I think that's the showbiz, I think. I don't think I've got anything else. Have I got anything else? No, there's another couple of messages, but nothing on the showbiz front. Right, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I'm bound to, bound to.